Hello friends, my name is Gajanan Kale and I am from Maharashtra, India. Uh, Yesterday I have talked about pass- present passive voice sentences, and in this video I am going to tell you about past passive voice tenses tenses because sentences because past passive sentences is very important in English grammar, as as every tense is important, every sentence in English is important. But I would say that past passive sentences refers to particular special uh, special thing about past passive sentences is good. So I will already told you about what are the helping verbs for the passive sentences in passive voice and past tense, that is was and were. The second one is was, were plus being and third form. The third one is had plus been plus third form, and only three sentences are made in the passive sentences in English grammar. So I will give you some example that you can understand deeply about past passive sentences in voice. So as I already gave the example in the present, that I am repeating again, so you will understand in clarity. So first one is if you want to say in active, what would you say? That I was writing a letter. I wrote a letter. Sorry, I was writing is a continuous, but we have to talk about simple past active sentence, and that is I wrote a letter. So this is the active voice. And how can we make this active voice into passive? There is simple rule. You have to use object as a subject. I wrote a letter. So a letter is become a subject in the passive. So a letter, and a letter is a singular. That's why we have to use was, because whenever we talk about any single form or any third person, that time we have to use was in past sentences. And when we talk about you, we, they, and any plural noun, that time we have to use were. So this is a very common thing. As you all already know this thing, but there are some few that they don't know. So I covered this and this thing with you. So let's focus on the subject. So whatever the active sentences object we have become, that become a subject in the passive. A letter was written. And if you want to say any who wrote then you simply add by me. A letter was written by me. So what exactly showing this action? Letter is not doing anything, but someone is wrote a letter, means we are focusing on the action, on the action which somebody did, and we don't want to show that whom that action done or did. So that's why we use passive sentences. So if I want to say in active voice in continuous past, that time I simply I was writing a letter. So in passive we simply say a letter was being written by me. You got it what I mean say? A letter was being written by me. means some I was writing a letter. This become in the passive sentence, the letter was being written by me. So the third stage is about perfect tense. So what we say in active voice about past perfect sentence, we simply say that mm, I had written a letter. So we already use third form in this way. I had written a letter. So this is the active sentence. So how can we make this sentence into passive voice? It's simple. We have to focus on the subject, that is object in the active voice. So that object we have to pick up and put as a subject in the passive. So a letter had, and we have to add here been. So a letter had been, and third form as it is. A letter had been written by me. So this is the perfect action, and this is the passive sentence. So these are very important things in English grammar, that as when you are read some magazines, some newspaper, some books, there you will see such type, even in the movies, so many times, so many times actors, actress, or even some other characters in the movie, they also speak in the passive sentence, because passive sentences are used most in formal language and written language, and it is also important to understand. And once you know these as types of sentence, and as well, if you make simple sentence in the passive, that become negative. So the letter was not written, letter was not written. So you can make negative, as well as you can make this sentence as interrogative. How can you as or I already told you about how to make interrogation sentence, means any question, how to make any question. So you have to use was the letter written by me. So you can use these types of helping verb before the subject. And if you don't if you want to make negative, was a letter not written by me. So you are the means you are the creator. You This is a very simple and very basic example that I gave in this video. But if you are able to make your own sentence, that would be fine, because whenever you start making some sentence with your own, then you will more understand about this thing. And I know I am not giving uh, more example in this video, because I just want to that you you have to make your own sentences. And once you start making them, sometimes it will be go wrong, but don't focus on the wrong. You have to try it, no matter. And as you need to learn grammar. And that I finally I want to say that passive voice is not enough to understand. There are some voices you have to use in different situations. But because of lack of time today, I am not covering these things. But I will make sure that these things I will cover in next upcoming videos. And I want to say that you must and you will be success in English language, and you will be fluent in English language. Whatever the things and disturbance come to you, it doesn't matter. You have to stand your own feet. That means you have to keep your own practice regularly. Whatever will happen, it is not in your hand, but you have one thing, and that is yourself. Yourself is more important than other selves. So that's it for the today. See you in the next videos. Till then, bye. Take care. Bye bye.